Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. Jacob, I'm so cold, mate. So I asked if we could sit down for this interview, and you've obliged, so that I don't have to bend down. But yeah, mate, it's not a great away day. 4-1 against Newcastle. You know, before the game, it was great scenes. You were throwing celery at people, and in the away end.
My dog got quite mad here. But yeah, we was buzzing before the game. A lot of us had a bit of confidence, but I think it's confidence the players didn't have. Like, for example, the ball would come out, and instead of maybe heading it to our team and trying to regain possession, it's always going up the pitch, but not done properly. And I just think that when we needed to pass, we kicked it long. When we needed to kick it long, we passed. And it was just a really awful performance. Again, but saying that though, I don't think there's many people that you could say was absolutely dreadful, but there was just...
You know, it's interesting you say that. Sorry to interrupt. So you don't think that many players were actually that bad today?
I don't think they were dreadful. I just thought it was really average at best. And I just think that it's not like obvious. There's not a lot of obvious mistakes, but the ones we did make were really, unfortunately, crucial to them. For example, Thiago Silva. I'm not going to have a dig at Thiago Silva. I was a bit furious at him, but I think that it's not like Palmer was awful, Sanchez was awful, Cucurella was awful. I think everyone was just below average, and I just think that Palmer did nothing. I didn't think I'd ever say that after the City performance, but I have said it. Don't know why Saicedo was benched, to be honest. I think give Leslie a start, I get it, but it's not the Newcastle from 3 years ago. This is a progressive team who have got in the Champions League and quite a good team.
Yeah. I think the reason that Caicedo got dropped was he just played so many minutes in the international break, so we were almost forced to just give him a rest, which is also, I think, one of the reasons Fernandes struggled, because the guy just plays endless minutes for Chelsea and Argentina. But going back to what you were saying about average performances, average is poor in my eyes, based on what we've seen, because if everyone's average, then the team is rubbish. So
exactly. Two Champions Leagues and the level of club we are, average is not good. Like, we're not Bournemouth, we're not Southampton, we're not just some mediocre teams. We're a good team, and that's why we upset. And it generally hurt me. Like, second half, I was so annoyed. I was just seeing Jimmy Hasselbank had about 130 looks on me, but at that point, I couldn't care less. I was so furious, and I just think that I don't know what to say, because there's not that much things you can pinpoint from the game. But what I am going to say is that I just feel it was I can't even explain it. Like, for example, the midfield, it was just like Leslie should have been took off earlier, half time, absolutely. I would have started Saicedo no matter what.
What? You would have started Disasi?
Saicedo no matter what. He's an international, but at the end of the day, he's a really good player, and I think not having him in the first half did affect our performance personally. I think Leslie needs to be playing in the cup games. I don't think he's ready yet. I think he's a brilliant player, don't get me wrong, and I think we're going to have an amazing midfield 2-3 years, but for now, starting him against Newcastle away, which is furthest, we haven't won in a far away game in quite some time.
The last time we beat Newcastle, I was here when James scored 2 great goals. It's just a completely different atmosphere around Newcastle, and just a completely different atmosphere at Chelsea. But I do see progress. I do see better than what I saw last season. People are saying that this year is worse because of the scoreline, but at least I see it's not about the scoreline.
It's about performance and winning trophies. And if it's not like the scoreline of the season, but at the end of the day, it's a Premier League match. Our season is just, we're not going to really win anything. What for me is more important is the performance on the effort these boys gave, and I don't think there was necessarily a lack of effort, but I don't think there was a lot of effort either. I just think there was 95%, but Gallagher, I think he did miss a little bit of a ball of energy in midfield. I was happy Gallagher started, but I just think it's not the Gallagher I want to see.
I think he just played him a little bit too deep. I don't think Gallagher had maybe, I'm not going to say the freedom, but the ability to affect games like he does when he's playing in a 10. So
even just running from one side to the other, box to box, roaming playmaker. That's what he is. He was too deep, and he's not a deep lane playmaker. And what his job is to do is give the energy. And obviously, he's good with his feet. He can do stuff. But when Gallagher is at his best, he gives a ball of energy, and I just felt that was a bit of missing. And I just want to mention as well, Newcastle fans, for example, like this person right there, they're thinking, oh, we'll beat you 4-1, 3-1, put the 4-1 on it. But look, you beat us, but at the end of the day, we're a young side. Not being funny, but you've done it quicker than us. But we signed better young players, so watch it in 5 years when we've just beat you in the FA Cup final and we're all cheering and you're all crying in your little seats in Wembley, which they probably can't even fill out. So yeah.
I like it, Jacob. Do you know what? Nice to finish on a positive spin, mate. Always a pleasure. Thank you.